So let's start off talking about this idea of how computer vision can cut costs, improve efficiency, and improve performance.
There's lots of little parts of the process that you can begin to leverage computer vision. And I think actually an important thing to consider is you don't need to kind of eat the whole elephant, right? Like, how do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. And what we want to do here is find places that can deliver ROI and then just add more and more over time. And so like think of these as little parts of the process that you can deploy computer vision in. Obviously, sort of, I think the one that comes to mind right away for people is quality. Like, did we build the part right? Is there cracks in it, or is the paint wrong, or something like that? That's probably the most sort of like, if you just sit down and think about cameras and manufacturing processes, that's probably where your head goes. And it's a good use case. But I want you to zoom out from that too and think about the movement of product throughout a space. So, what are we building? At what rate? Is it spaced on the conveyors correctly? Is it moving through the process correctly? How many of them are moving through the process per second, minute, hour? How does the performance of one shift compare to another shift, or one day to another day, or a weekend to a weekday? And then further than that, now that we've built the product, where did we store it in the warehouse? Can we automate the process of kind of understanding where in the warehouse our inventory went? And then when we go pick it up, can we automatically adjust, what was picked up from where and where it needs to go? Speaking of picking up and dropping off merchandise, the forklifts that are used for that tend to be a big source of safety incidents and one of the biggest causes of injuries in the workplace. And so can we get forklifts to be safer by understanding behaviors, flows, and how close we're getting to objects and how many near misses we have and all those kinds of things? Can we heat map all that or make spaghetti diagrams that show us the way things flow through our space? Can we measure how long people are blocked waiting? Maybe a forklift is waiting for another forklift, or maybe one part of the process is stopped waiting for a downstream part of the process. So, or at the end of the process, what did we load on the truck? Did we get the right components on the truck, the right boxes, pallets? We hear a lot of use cases around how long it took to load a truck and how accurate the truck loading was and what the kind of corrections to those problems end up costing and taking. So there's this process. Kind of zoom out and think about it from like the point of view of the room. If you're up on a tall tower, peering over your whole operation, what parts of it would be interesting? And I think that's a good way to look for these use cases.
I think that's a great strategy. This idea of kind of looking at things holistically. That the whole idea of invoicing and making sure that the products that are moving on and off of trucks, we do hear that a lot, this movement of product. And I think that you've got it absolutely right, of course, Tolga, that, this idea of using computer vision to help products move smoothly through a space, and whether that's moving, a few centimeters or whether that's moving through an entire production line has a lot of impact and potential for businesses.